Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullah. Hello everyone and welcome to your English class. In our lesson today, we will continue with our first unit, which is titled, Did You Hurt Yourself? Our lesson today is the grammar lesson in your books, page 6 and 7. All you need for the lesson today is your books, page 6 and 7, a sheet of paper and a pen to take down your notes. So let's get started with the homework from the discussion lesson yesterday. You had a homework which was about coming up with an incident. Have you ever had an accident? Regardless of what type of accident it is and what happened. You will tell about the name of the accident. Maybe it's a car accident. It was a cut. It was falling. I fell off the bike or any other thing. And what happened? Did you cut yourself? Did you break a bone? These are the results. For me, I have came up with this story about Jack and Sam. Here we're having, it looks like a car accident. I will tell you about the story. Sam was driving fast, so he crashed another car. He couldn't see because he was busy on his phone. He was using his phone, so he couldn't see. He hit his head and hurt himself. Sam was scared, and so was Jack. Both of them were scared. Sam didn't get hurt, neither did Jack. None of them was hurt. So what is the accident that is here? We're having here two cars crashed with each other. Why do we have such an accident? Because the driver was driving too fast, speeding, and he was distracted. He was using his phone. He was on his phone. What happened as a result? As a result, no one got hurt, thankfully, but they were very scared because they hit their heads. Okay, now we're going to take these speeches one by one and apply them on our grammatical rules today. By the end of today's lesson, you will be able to use reflexive pronouns correctly. You will be able to differentiate between because and so. We will compare them with each other. And you will be able to use so and neither. Okay, so here we have said that we're having Sam and Jack. He hit his head and hurt himself. Here we're speaking who hit? Sam hit. He hit his head. The object here is his head. And hurt whom? Sam hurt Sam. So this is what we call them, the reflexive pronouns. Like here, he hurt himself, she cut herself. What do we mean by a reflexive pronoun? When we are having the subject is the same as the object. The subject did the action to the object. Like here, we're having he hurt himself. Who hurt him? He. She cut herself. Who did the action of the cutting? It is actually the subject. Instead of repeating again and again, he and he, we will use herself or himself. So we used when the object in the sentence is the same as the subject. He and he, so the other one, the object is going to be himself. Okay, what are the reflexive pronouns? When we have he, it's himself. She, herself. It, itself. They, themselves. Notice the V here. Then you, yourself, one. You, yourselves, if we're having more than one. We, ourselves. And I, we will use myself. Here is the sentence. Look at this man. He's looking at whom in the mirror? He likes to look at himself in the mirror. He looks at himself in the mirror. When the subject is the object, we will use the reflexive pronouns. Also, we can use the reflexive pronouns if no one helps you. So you will tell that there was no involvement. Like here, I did the homework myself. I answered the question, who helped you? No one. I did it myself. So these are the reflexive pronouns. Let's try to come up with sentences in here. Like this little girl, she cut her hand. Why? She was playing with the glass. So we can say, that she cut herself with the glass. No one cut her. She will blame herself. She, and we're having herself. How about this puppy or this dog? It was running, then it hurt. It hurt itself. It itself. Here, they're using an umbrella. They protect whom? They protect themselves. So they protect themselves with the umbrella. Because we're having the subject is the object, you will use the correct, the reflexive pronoun. Now here, we're having in your books, page 6, complete the sentences with the correct reflexive pronoun. So he, himself, they, themselves, and others. Sarah cut while she was peeling potatoes. Sarah, she. So we will use herself. The instructions on the box say they are speaking to you. You do it by whom? Yourself. No one will help you. Do it yourself. I burned when I was making fries. I did the action to whom? Myself. My grandfather slipped on a rag and hurt grandfather. He hurt whom? He hurt himself. Grandfather, he. The people, here, people, injured when they were escaping the bull. They hurt or injured themselves. We were interviewed for a TV show, and last night we saw whom? I saw myself, and we saw ourselves. Always refer to the subject, check the subject. If it is I, it will be myself, we, ourselves, and we're having the long list. Okay? Back to Sam and Jack in here, and we will see what they're saying. He couldn't see. Sam couldn't see. Why? Because he was busy on his phone. Now I am trying to give a reason. Sam was driving fast, so he crashed another car. In these two sentences, the function that we are using is actually to give a reason. I'm having a car crash. Why did I have this car crash? I hurt myself. Why? What happened before that? Here we're going to compare between the two. Why did he have a car accident? Can you give a reason? What happened before the car accident? He had a car accident because he was busy on his phone. So which one happened first? The accident or the using the phone? Use the phone, then we're having the car accident. Another question, what happened because he was busy on his phone? As a result, because he was busy on his phone, so he had an accident. So at the beginning, we're having busy on his phone. As a result, we're having the car accident. This is so and because. They're giving you actually the same meaning. However, the order of the events is different. Let's check here. I went to bed early because I was tired. Which one happened first? Going to bed or being tired? At the beginning, you will be tired, then you will go to bed. So why did you go to bed? Because I was tired. So at the beginning, you will be tired, then we will have going to bed. So the second action, because then what happened at the beginning. We can write the sentence the other way around. I was tired, so I went to bed. At the beginning, I was tired, then went to bed or going to bed. So when tired, and the second we will have going to bed. So here we will use so. Put the action, just like the order of the events in your mind. When, so, then to, because, then you will use when. Okay. Here we're having using an umbrella and cutting herself. We can say that this family, it was raining, so they used the umbrella. Number 1, it was raining. Then, as a result, so they used the umbrella. So here we have used so. How about if you were going to write it the other way around? Let's change the order of the events. We will say, they used the umbrella. Why? Because it was raining. So we use the umbrella because it was raining. So here you will use because. How about this little girl who cut herself? We will say, playing with glass and also cutting herself. Which action happened first? I will say, she played with the glass, so she cut herself. Played, then cut. So I have used so. Let's change the order of these two sentences. I can say that she cut herself because she played with the glass. Played, then the idea of cut, and I will use because I'm having two, then one. Just put the order of the events in your mind. 1, then 2, or 2, then 1. So and because. Okay, now back to your books, page 7. Exercise C. Complete the sentences with so or because. You can use so or because. Just think about the idea, the order of the events. Then we can come up with so or because. I didn't want to wake up late. I used 2 alarm clocks. Use 2 alarm clocks. Then waking up early. So I will use so. Using 2 alarm clocks. So I used 2 alarm clocks because I don't want to wake up late. Jerry called the emergency number. Why? There was an emergency situation. Because there was an emergency. So an emergency occurred. That's why I called the emergency number. I put my hand under cold running water. Why? What happened? Because I burned myself. Because of the burn, we're having the burn at the beginning, then we will have putting my hand under cold running water. More people turned up than I expected. I cooked more food. So at the beginning, many people came in. As a result, so I cooked more food. Many people, I cooked. I wanted to come up with a solution. The mosquitoes didn't bite me. Why? I had put on this repellent. Because. So I put the cream or the lotion, the repellent. Then, as a result, no mosquito bit me. There were a lot of accidents at the intersection. They installed a traffic light. Because we're having too many accidents here, they want to stop that. So there is a traffic light instead of an intersection, a stop sign. Okay? Just put the order of the events in your mind and which one will go first. Here in the same page, page 7, join the 2 sentences with so or because. By the way, you can do it 2 ways, whether so or because. Here, the floor was wet. Ahmed slipped and fell. Which one happened first? The floor was wet. So we can say, the floor was wet, so Ahmed slipped and fell. So we'll say he. So he slipped and fell, or Ahmed slipped and fell. At the beginning it was wet, then slipping and falling. Julian wasn't wearing a seat belt. He hit his head on the windshield. Let's try to use so this time. Julian wasn't wearing a seat belt. As a result, what happened after not wearing? He hit his head on the windshield. So we want no seat belt, so we're having a hit. The child got an electric shock. The child put his finger in the socket. Which one happened first? Putting the finger. So we will say, the child got an electric shock. Why? Because he put his finger in the socket. Putting the finger in the socket and the plug, then we will have the result. There wasn't any water to put out the fire. We had to use sand. So here we can use sand. No water, come up with another option, which is sand. There wasn't any water to put out the fire, so we had to use sand. Just think about the order of the events. If it is 1 and 2, just use so. The other way, you can use because. Okay? Back to Sam and Jack in here. We said that Sam didn't get hurt, neither did Jack. Who was hurt in this situation? Thankfully, no one got hurt. All of them were in a good shape. Also, Sam was scared and so was Jack. Who was scared? Sam was scared and also Jack was scared. Both of them, the two of them. So here we're having the idea of so and neither. Sam was scared and so was Jack. We can tell that Sam was scared and Jack as well was scared. Scared and scared, they are equal to each other. Also, we have said that Sam didn't get hurt, neither did Jack. Which one? Both of them, they were equal. We can tell that Sam didn't get hurt and so is, and we're having Jack didn't get hurt. No one get hurt. All of them were okay. This is the idea when we are using so or neither. So versus neither, when do we use them? When we're having two situations are the same. So to show agreement, they are equally to each other. You are a good student and your friend is a good student as well. You are equal to each other. She is not in class and you are not in class. You are equal to each other. So we can use so or neither. However, grammatically we can differentiate, not in the meaning, grammatically. So you can use it with affirmative sentence. If the sentence is affirmative, we don't have a negative. No, not. No, never. It gives you like I am a good student. I went here or I did that. The meaning is actually positive. However, neither, you will use it with the negative. Negative, neither. Not, neither. Never, neither you will use. So let's go to the so in here. I am a careful driver. Are you a careful driver? I believe you are. So you will tell me that I am a careful driver too. I am just like you. You will say, so am I. So because it is affirmative, I will use so because it is affirmative, then just change the order. So am I. Instead of saying me too, or I am a careful driver too, so am I. How about if it is a negative sentence? It gives a negative meaning, like, I have never had a cut. The meaning is negative because I have never in here. Never. This thing never had happened to me. So we will say neither because it is negative, then change the order, have I. Neither have I. Use the same helping verb, just change the order as if it were a question. Okay? Let's try to do this exercise. It's in your books, page 7. Exercise D. Show agreement with the following statements. Number 1, you will decide, is it affirmative or negative? So you can choose between so or neither. Then change the order of the helping verb with the subject. I have never had an accident. Is it a positive, an affirmative or a negative sentence? Never. So it is negative. We will use neither. Neither have I. Here we have and I, just change the order. Neither have I. I need a new pair of sneakers. New pair of shoes. So positive or negative? It's positive. So we will use so. Where's the helping verb? I will use do because need is in the present tense. So do I. I spent the evening watching TV. Did you do so? Yes, you did so. So we will say you will use so because it is affirmative. Spent, past, so did I. I spent as well the evening watching TV. I didn't know that Ibrahim was in the hospital. Positive or negative? It's actually negative. So we will use neither did I. We're having here neither because it is negative and did change the order. I don't want to eat lots of sugar. Here we're having a sentence in the negative form. So we will use neither do I. So the first thing that you will do, you will decide is it positive or negative, neither or so or neither, then just change the order of the, let's say, the helping verb with the other. Okay, for your homework, I want you to go to page 80 in your books, exercise H. It's about so and neither, and the other one which is so and, because you're coming for each one with two sentences. Okay, I guess that is it for the lesson today, and thank you so much for your time.